If this is the first time you're listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show, please remember to subscribe and click on the like button. Are you ready to change your money flow? Would you like to get beyond the six figures that you keep bumping up against? Well, let me tell you, my book, Magical Money Manifestations, is going to help you create money manifestations on autopilot so that you will have more money, more freedom, and more joy in your life. Go to magicalmoneymanifestations.com to find out more information.
Hey, this is Luci McMonagle, the Mystic Wealth Creator, and I mentor mystic entrepreneurs to create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation so that they can have a big impact on the world and leave a legacy. I truly believe that when we fully accept our mystical powers and we use them as entrepreneurs, we will accelerate the transformation of the world by bringing about peace and harmony, free of hunger and of war. Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show. Today I'm going to discuss parts that are in my book, Magical Money Manifestations. If you have not received this book, it's very condensed on Amazon yet, make sure you push the pause button and go to Amazon and purchase this book. This book has many testimonials that are coming out as it was just released in October. We've had people actually start telling me and sending me emails that they are starting to see more money flow into their life. They are starting to get paid amounts of money that they long forgot about from other individuals. And they're also telling me that they are starting to really understand how to create magical money manifestations. Now, this is not an advertisement for my book. I'm going to actually start talking about how you can start creating more wealth in your life. And I'm going to start a little bit with chapter 2, which is setting yourself up for success. So we want to make sure that you are actually tapping into your ability to set yourself up for success. If you are like most entrepreneurs, you might have been on this roller coaster ride where you're going up and down and up and down, and sometimes you make a lot of money and you're so excited, and then all of a sudden it just dwindles down. Sometimes you make $100,000 your first year in business, and then the next year you're struggling just to make half of that, and you're doing the same exact stuff. So what gives? Really, what gives? Why is it sometimes easier for you to make money than at other times? And this is when we're going to start talking about how to tap into your personal greatness. The first thing that you need to do to identify how to tap into your personal greatness is what exactly is success to you. I mean, literally, write that down on the very top piece of the paper. What is success? And then start brainstorming all of the ways that you perceive what's successful. How exactly do you term success? Is it recordable? Is it measurable? Is it a feeling? And when you really start looking at how do I actually define success for me, then I can actually monitor whether or not I'm getting closer or farther away to that success. These might seem like very simple, easy concepts, but sometimes they elude us. For many years of my business, I didn't think I was successful because I wasn't able to hit a certain financial goal. And that frustrated me because the only idea that I had for success at that time was if I made money. And I wasn't actually looking at success in other areas of my life, or success in personal development, success in being able to handle situations better, being able to learn communications, being educated. So I would go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, trying to figure out, why am I not being successful? When most of the time I was in the process of preparing to bring my greatness into the world. And when you're in the preparational stages of bringing your greatness into the world, sometimes your income is a roller coaster ride, because there's certain things that you just don't know, you just don't understand. So let's start talking about the second ingredient for success, which is actually my next chapter. My next chapter is the big bad B word. That's pretty scary, isn't it? No, I don't mean it's a swear word. Although some people might cuss and swear at you if you actually start utilizing these. The big bad B word is boundaries. Now, we've all heard about boundaries, and we've probably kind of set some boundaries, or you might be an entrepreneur where when you make up your mind, that's it. There is no going back. You are not flexible whatsoever, and you won't budge, and that's all right too. So most of what I'm going to be talking about is for the spiritual mystic entrepreneurs that in the past you might have had a hard time saying no to all of the requests and all of the demands on your time, on your energy, on your money, etc. So we're going to start looking at, in order to set yourself up for success, you have to be able to set yourself up with boundaries. These boundaries can be something very, very simple, such as you're not willing to tolerate somebody who smokes directly next to you. That could be a small boundary if you don't normally have people in your house smoking. Now, it could be a huge boundary if your entire household smokes and all of a sudden you decide you're not going to have anybody smoke in your house. So depending on how big or how small that is, it can be very easy for you to set the boundary and other people start acknowledging it, and they will actually start pushing on those boundaries to see if you really mean it. You know, some people do it intentionally, some people don't. Children are absolutely phenomenal teachers when it comes to whether or not you're serious about a boundary and whether or not you're consistently serious about that boundary. So if you have some wee ones, they're phenomenal teachers, and they might push you to the limit to see if you might give in on that boundary. And the moment you give in on that boundary, boom, you're back at square one, and now you're sending mixed signals. If you set a boundary, it's very important that you have that boundary continuously. And one of the main ingredients of setting the boundaries is to really start looking at your life in all of the areas of when you didn't speak up, when you didn't want to rock the boat, when you didn't want to say anything because you might upset somebody, or you were being so careful by asking kind of questions so that you could kind of figure out where they're at, rather than just being able to say, hey, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I want, and can you help me? Will you benefit me? Will you be helpful with me? And when you're starting to open up your doors of communication, when you become a better communicator because you start knowing yourself better, you start knowing what you will and will not tolerate, and then you're able to move into the boundary section. And if you're similar to me, which you may be, you will no longer feel like you're a doormat. And sometimes moving away from individuals who treat you in a manner that is less than desirable, less than respectful, less than joyful, It can be freeing and it can be painful at the same time because sometimes we're used to individuals not treating us very well. And when you start setting better boundaries for yourself, you start taking care of yourself better. You start owning your own errors and mistakes, and you forgive yourself on a daily basis. And you start learning how to forgive other people, but still sticking to your guns. Not physical guns, of course, because I'm more for peace than not. Now, a simple solution that I really discovered on how do you get to that point where you can set boundaries and you're still being honorable to not only yourself, but to other people. And so, in order to do that, I have created an exercise that you can do. So, if you are driving, please do not do this while you're driving. This exercise does require that you look in the mirror. If you can't bear to look into a full size mirror or the bathroom mirror, you can use a little compact. You can even use something that's shiny where you just look at your eyes. That's all right. You just need to look into your eyes and on your eyes. So the first step of setting a boundary is to become true to yourself. This might be very, very difficult if all your life you've been given away your power and all your life you've been living for other people, doing things for other people, helping other people, but constantly being at the beck and call of other people. So you look at your eyes in a mirror, you put your hand on your heart, your right hand onto your heart, which is on the left side, and you just look into the mirror, smile, take a nice deep breath, and then say to yourself, to thy own self I shall be true. To thy own self I shall be true. And then take a few moments, you can close your eyes now, and really start feeling that. To thy own self I shall be true. When you're able to start being true to yourself, you start becoming more authentic to yourself, but also to the world. It's very important that as you're setting yourself up for success in the world, that you start becoming more authentic. Sometimes we have been so programmed and so brainwashed into thinking that we're something that we're not. You may or not even be aware of it. Years ago, I wasn't aware that most all of my thoughts, most of my feelings, my rage, my anger, wasn't even my own self. I've been a very highly sensitive person all my life. I had intuitive gifts and abilities to see beyond the veil long before I even knew what any of that stuff was or what it meant. And so I was an empath. And if you have extra sensitivity or if you're very sensitive, you absorb things like a sponge. A lot of these things are not good for you because they're not your personal truth. So going back to setting yourself up for success, the main thing is to be able to start defining what is success. What is success to you? And define it in such a way that you can actually start creating incrementally, step by step, how to get there. The second part of setting yourself up for success is to start creating boundaries. They can be very, very light boundaries to kind of test the waters until you start getting used to making more stronger boundaries. And then the third step so far that we've discussed is to be true to yourself and start looking at all of the ways that you can start being true to yourself. When I say being true to yourself, look at little simple things that you can do for self-love. With little things that you can do for self-love, you start being more and more authentic because you're starting to pull away all of those other beliefs, all of those other thoughts from other people. And when you start sinking inside you, so you start feeling, who am I? What do I want? You'll start feeling your ancient sacred self, your soul, starting to stir inside of you. Once your soul starts stirring inside of you, you start coming back to life. Even if you haven't known that you were in a deep, deep, dark sleep. These are the very first steps of taking this journey to setting yourself up for success. Now, we've talked about the first three, and now I'm going to give you the fourth step. The fourth step, after you start really taking stock on all the ways that you can honor yourself and all of the ways that you can start being charitable to yourself and generous to yourself, then start looking at, how is the universe supporting my new decisions? And really taking a deep, deep look at this. How is the universe supporting my new decisions? When you truly decide that, A, you are going to be successful. B, you start setting up boundaries. C, you start being true to yourself, so your authentic soul self will start coming to the surface. And C, you start looking for evidence on how the universe is supporting your new decisions. This small combination in that particular order is going to help you start realizing your true personal power, your true personal greatness, and your ability to move forward. If you order my book, Magical Money Manifestations, there's going to be a website inside that book that's going to give you access to a meditation that I created and designed specifically for individuals who want to tap into their own greatness. And it's also going to set you up with some very, very powerful tips and strategies for you to be successful. My name's Luci McMonagle, and I want to thank you for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show. And I'd like to hear, what do you want from me? How can I be of service to you? What topics would you like me to talk about, or what topics would you like me to interview expert guests with? You can contact me from my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMcMonagle.com. That's lucimcmonagle.com. And if you would like to personally talk with me, if you feel like you might be a good fit for wanting to dive deeper on how you can start tapping into your own personal greatness, how you can start tapping into your personal wealth vibes, then when you go to my website, click on the button to have a discovery session with me. I have some limited spaces open for the next couple of weeks, and I would like to invite you to talk with me about, what is your future? What are you trying to create? And I mostly work with spiritual, mystical entrepreneurs that are ready to start creating a legacy and an impact on the world. So you already have to have some type of business started that is moving along in order for me to fully help you. And the way that I help you with your business is, I can peer into the future. I can use my psychic abilities to tell you, yes, that's a good decision. No, that's not a good decision. I can start telling you if something feels in vibrational match with you or not. And I can also start helping you to truly, truly unpack your personal soul gifts, your superpowers, as you call them. One of my very good clients actually discovered that she has a wand. And this was completely surprising to her because she is not a magical person whatsoever. She's very much into the practical aspects of coaching and moving her business forward. So when I helped her unpack some of her magical spiritual gifts, and she discovered she has a wand, it took her back a little bit. And then we had a lot of fun figuring out, how does this wand work for you? And what can you create for it? Because she was able to truly tap into her soul, authentic self, she was able to take her business in a different direction that she's discovered, and she's having a blast. She's starting to get more clients in than she's ever had before. She's starting to get more individuals who are interested and curious about what she has to offer. So some of the side effects of unpacking your spiritual gifts, unpacking your true mystical powers, is that you start attracting the people you were already here and designed to serve. So if you're feeling that pull towards me, if you're feeling that nudge towards me, you and I may have some work to do. Or maybe we're not working together, but maybe we have some type of collaboration we need to do. So again, go to my website, lucimcmonagle.com, click on the button for discovery sessions so that we can find out what your mystical powers are and to see if we're a fit to work together. This has been a phenomenal, excellent way for you to get to know me. Thank you for watching the Wealthy Wednesday show. Again, this is Luci McMonagle. I am the Mystic Wealth Creator, and I mentor mystic entrepreneurs to create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation. So if you're looking for conscious wealth creation, I will definitely be the lady for you. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button on the Wealthy Wednesday. I have expert guests that come on very often. I am going to be providing you with more tips, more strategies, and more ways that you can build your business so that you will be successful in this life very soon. So until next time, abundant blessings.
Thank you for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle. I am the Mystic Wealth Creator, a mentor for conscious women entrepreneurs, helping them create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation. I would love to extend to you a free gift. And all you need to do is go to my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMcmonagle.com to get your free gift. So until next time, abundant blessings.